Hello, and welcome to this intermediate level class. We are going to use a Pilates ball, and we are going to create flow and try to mobilize the spine in every direction. So let's get started with your ball in hand, and we place it between the knees. We lengthen the spine, feet parallel at hip distance, and as we exhale, we flex the spine. We inhale to hold the pose, and we exhale, keeping the full flexion, and inhale, return upright. Exhale, roll down, scooping the belly, pulling the belly in. Inhale, stay. Exhale, reach forward, full flexion. Inhale, lengthen up. We continue this way, exhaling to full flexion, pulling the belly in, inhaling to hold the pose, exhaling to return forward. And we continue here in 4 breaths. Exhale, reach forward, and inhale, articulate the spine. Exhale for 1. Inhale, hold for 2. Exhale, reach for 3. And inhale, lengthen up for 4. 1, inhale 2, exhale 3, inhale, lengthen up 4, squeezing the ball between the knees on every exhalation, holding the pose here and return. And on every exhalation we want to squeeze the ball. Okay, now we are going to lie down on our back with the ball aside, and we are now going to work into a neutral pelvis. So one foot is on the floor always, and we just try to mobilize the leg from the hip joint, so only the hip is supposed to move. For a better head and cervical placement, a towel or something below your head is advised, but some of you don't need anything below the head. It depends very much how your cervical spine is aligned with the thoracic spine. You should feel your head, your skull, very light when you lie down on the back. So we exhale again here, stabilizing the pelvis over the mobility of the leg. Exhaling to lift and inhaling to bring it back. All right, now let's pick up the ball again. So we were working here into a neutral pelvis, and we continue here to curl up only from the upper back. Exhale, curling up only from the thoracic spine, so the pelvis and the lumbar spine should not move. Where we stay neutral the whole time. We curl up, and we use the rectus abdominis and obliques here to curl up, but we use the transversus abdominis to stabilize the pelvis over the mobility of the upper torso. And breathing out to flex up. So remember to keep a good cervical alignment. Nod the chin first, and don't move the neck, and lift up from the upper back only, not from the head. Nod and curl up. All right. Now let's place the ball between the knees. We are now going to work into an imprinted position, and we go for the 100. 5. And 10. So it's an inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 30. Keep the flow here. So vigorously pumping the arms here and stabilizing the whole body over the mobility of the arms. So we create stability with strong core muscles. On every exhalation, try to squeeze gently the ball, and we keep that flow. So do not overextend the elbow joint. Soften your elbows and feel the connection on the lats as you pump with your arms. and stay up, curl up higher, inhale, and then exhale, release. Good. Now, we are now going to bring one foot at a time on the floor and then curling up and rotating. So exhale, we still imprint and we flex up and rotate, gently squeezing the ball on every rotation, exhaling, rotate and squeeze, and inhaling to return down, down, down. So here we want to work either in imprint or in neutral is okay. So for more advanced, we can stay neutral. As soon as you can maintain a neutral pelvis and stabilize it, that's fine. If you feel you're not stable on the pelvis, then I recommend you to imprint. Usually we imprint for beginners more often. And inhale, come down. And now we place the ball between the knees, feet aligned at hip distance, feet parallel, arms by the side of the body. Inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale, squeeze gently the ball and articulate from tailbone to head to shoulder bridge. We inhale, we stay at the top, and then we are going to stabilize here into a neutral alignment, breathing normally. So working on your breath, stabilizing everything, and just gently squeezing the ball on every exhalation. Connect. Make sure you connect your glutes, make sure you open the front of your hips, and make sure the rib cage are well placed, that they should not be popping out, and keeping your shoulders here away from the ears. So inhale, arms over the head, clasping fingers together. On the exhale, roll down your spine from upper back to lower back, passing through imprint. Inhale, arms by the side of the body. Exhale, squeeze the ball and lift up from tailbone to head. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, upper back to tailbone to return. Arms by the side of the body. Inhale, exhale, peeling up from tailbone to upper back. Inhale, arms overhead, clasping fingers together. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, rolling down, upper back to lower back, and return. Arms by the side of the body, squeezing the ball, articulating to peel off. Inhaling, arms over the head again. So it feels really good here. It creates more stretch on the spine as your arms are overhead. So it's really also a feel-good exercise. And now we are going to mobilize the hips, so side to side. Now, right hip toward the floor and come up. Left hip toward the floor and gently come up. So it's a rotation here from the pelvis, and we continue to try to remain neutral. So the pelvis is neutral. We just work on the mobilizing from the pelvis. So one hip is lower than the other one. And exhale up and arms over the head. Inhale. And breathe out, rolling down, upper back to lower back, gently squeezing on the ball, and arms reaching forward, curling up, grabbing the ball. Now we place the ball right below the shoulder blades, and we continue here we are going to work now into a neutral pelvis, and starting to extend gently the upper back with the assistance of the ball. And extending here, opening the collarbones, inhaling, exhaling, slowly curling up, 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 using the rectus abdominis and obliques to curl up, and using the transversus abdominis here to stabilize the pelvis over the mobility of the upper back. And it's an exhale to curl up gently. We do not force on curling up too high. Here we want to stabilize the pelvis, remember that. So mobility of the upper torso over the mobility of the upper torso, over the stability of the lower body. And again, curling up and rotating now here, and inhaling, return here to back extension. Exhale, curl up and rotate to the opposite side, and breathe in, and head is down, chest opened, breathing out, right elbow, left knee, and now we stay up and we are not extending anymore. We try to return to a neutral alignment here, and then we exhale to curl up and rotate, a kind of crisscross on the ball that is supporting your upper torso. A great exercise to work your core. And again, here we want to stabilize the pelvis, so we are still into neutral alignment, and we can imprint if this is too difficult. And exhale, rotate. Inhale, center, and breathe out, rotate. So keep out stretching your elbows when you do that. Open wide. And then extend your upper torso again, and breathe, circle your arms, nod your chin and roll up, curl up, arms overhead, return to back extended, inhale, sweeping the arms, exhale, rolling up. So mobility again here on the upper torso. We start to mobilize from the shoulder joint also here. It's actually very good to mobilize the joints at the beginning of the class. Here we were mobilizing the hip joint, and now we are mobilizing the shoulder joint. Good exercise for the abdominals and also for feeling good. It really makes you feel good. And exhale, we curl up, 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 and we deepen the contraction on the abdominals every time you curl up. Let's go again here to rotate with one hand on the floor. We pulses 2 times. Pulse and pulse, inhale, extend. Exhale, rotate, pulse and pulse, inhale, extend. Again, stabilizing the floor leg and the pelvis over the mobility of the gesture leg and upper torso. Inhale and breathe out, pulse and pulse. As you rotate, don't forget to draw the navel to the spine, all right? And arms overhead, then relax a little bit and sweep your arms, curl up, 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 and hands behind your head. And we get ready to repeat on the opposite side, and we pulse 1 and 2 and pulse and 2. Inhale here, exhale, rotate, rotate, and rotate and rotate. Make sure you connect the deepest layer of abdominal instead of relying too much on the hip flexor, pulling the navel toward your spine. Rotate and flex. Emphasizing on proper breath, and let's bring back now head toward the floor, arms overhead, resting the legs, stretching them, resting just for a few breaths, and then we roll the spine up and pick up the ball. All right. Articulate the spine. Inhale, place the ball now between your ankles and really make sure you sit upright, and if not, a pillow below the sit bones is required. So let's get ready for spine twist. Exhale, pulse. 3. Good, 3 times, and 1, 2, and 3. We isolate from the midsection of the back. Pelvis is completely neutral and stable and strong. So lower body very strong, very stable. Upper body just just moving, just only as, like just thinking about rotating. We don't even have to turn the head too much. 2, 3, inhale to the center, exhale, 2, 3, inhale. Okay, so we think about spinal elongation always when we create this spine twist. Legs into letter Z for mermaid, inhale, lengthen, exhale, side bend for 1. Inhale, lengthen up, and then breathe out and laterally flex. Trying not to move the pelvis again here, so we focus on mobilizing from the thoracic spine. Exhale. We are supposed to feel the right oblique when we do perform mermaid. It's not just a stretch. And breathing out, laterally flex, and come back, inhale, and breathe out and flex. Inhale, return upright. Breathe out, and breathe in. Now we rotate and we sweep the arm. We continue to mobilize and work on the shoulder joint while mobilizing the spine and working your core. And it's an exhale to return here, and inhale, return upright. Let's place now the ball on the opposite, still the same hand actually, and we stretch now to lateral flexion, opposite direction, and we place the ball below the waistline, just slightly a bit higher between the waist and the rib cage. We are going to start working the oblique group here, the obliques, and we exhale to come up. So we want to have a great long line from the heel to the top of the head. Make sure you are lengthening, opening the left hip here, using your glute and your abdominals here to create stability on the lower body. Bringing the arm overhead makes it much more advanced, more difficult. If you find it too difficult, keep the top arm by the side of the body. So it's an exhale to curl up, and it's an inhale to stretch, all right? So here we create rotation now and extend the upper back. And then bring the ball between your ankles now. Let's start working the hips, and there we are going to inhale to prepare here. And as you exhale, you gently squeeze the ball and you lift up both legs. I like to place one finger on the floor just right in front of my pelvis. Can be also the full hand. Can be also, here I'm showing with my hand, yes, a distance below your waist, like if there is a house for a mouse, like I used to say. And the top arm by the side of the body will make it much more difficult to balance. So now we don't have the support of the hand anymore, so this is requiring more core. And we exhale to squeeze gently the ball and lift up the legs, and then we inhale to come down. So thinking about no jerky movement. Try to be really in control. Now, let's create a nice rotation for chest stretch. The ball is between your knees. You focus on opening the collarbone and the chest, and then you return to the sitting position and switch now to opposite side mermaid. So inhale to spinal elongation and exhale to side bend for 1. Inhale, return upright, and then breathe out and reach. And exhale 3. And exhale 4. Pelvis is neutral, and 5. Breathe out in 6. And breathe out 7. And last one for 8. And we rotate, open, inhale, sweep arm, open chest. Exhale, moving the arm toward the ball on your exhalation. Exhale here, inhale, open chest. And breathe in. And good. Now, let's rotate on the opposite side a little bit. And good. Now we prepare for oblique work. Exhale, curl up for 1. And curl up for 2. So trying to really stabilize the lower body here. Keeping a strong center to stabilize the lower body and making sure that your shoulders and hips are squared. And the head, the cervical spine here, is following the movement of the thoracic spine. Exhale. And breathe out and up. Make sure you're not rotating, it's a lateral flexion. Make sure you stay in a proper plane of movement when you execute your moves. Now the ball is between the ankles. Let's align ourselves. And we inhale down and exhale, squeeze the ball and lift up your legs. So remember your modification if you need to place your hand on the floor, just your hand or one finger, remember, or if you are strong enough to keep your arm by the side of the body. So just make sure you respect your rhythm and your level. Exhale, squeeze and lift, keeping your feet parallel. Nothing else is moving than the legs, just from the hip joint. And we keep a little house for the mouse below the waist, remember. The hips and the shoulders are square. Huh? Now let's place the ball between the knees and open the right arm and create a nice good rotation to really feel good and stretch, create stretch on your chest. Okay, now let's put the ball like squeezed against your pelvis. And now, after this child pose, we are now going to move to back extension. So try really to keep the ball against your body the whole time. Inhale. Now the ball is below again the pelvis. And exhale, bring the head first and articulate from tailbone to head to return to flexion. And again, articulate the spine into back extension. And inhale down and exhale, return to full flexion, shell stretch. And we extend. And we return to shell stretch. Oh, that's a great exercise. I love it because the ball is really helping to support your pelvis, making sure that you are not going to create tension on your lower back. All right. Now the ball is below the belly, and we are now going to start working the upper back muscles. So legs adducted together or slightly abducted if you have lower back tension. And it's an inhale to long line and exhale to return to full flexion. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, up, higher, higher, connecting your abdominals and glutes. Inhale to long line and exhale to come down. So we try to do that into 4 breaths first. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, long, long line. And exhale, come down. Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale to long line. And exhale down. And extending the shoulders now and bringing the hands to the forehead again. So it's inhale up and exhale, reach up higher. Inhale, long line, and exhale, come down. Inhale up to long line, exhale, reach up higher. Inhale to long, long line and exhale to come down. So on every movement here, we want to keep the shoulders depressed. We want the cervical spine to follow the line of the thoracic spine. We are not extending too high. Just want to connect the core muscles as we extend. Cobra. So here we are into full back extension, with the support of the ball here, and then exhale to come down. Inhale and up to long line again, and then exhale. Now we are going to create a reciprocal movement of the arms, kind of swimming without the leg movement. So we are going to breathe in a count of 5. And inhale 5 times, exhale 5 times, and of course you can adapt regarding your pace. Can be 4 breaths, can be 3. It's up to your pace, your level, your rhythm. Inhale, we go up this time, and then exhale, reach forward like swimming. Inhale up, and exhale, reach arms forward. Inhale up and connecting core and glutes. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, come up. And really focusing on extending the thoracic spine. Don't put the load on the lower back. You should not feel any tension on the lower back, and the ball is creating a nice support for that. Hands on the floor, cobra, extend again the back. And then let's get ready now to a child pose to relax our back extensors. Breathing a little bit here, resting, feeling good. And moving the upper torso side to side will add even more stretch on the mid-back. Let's rock the weight of the body a little bit now toward the crown, the top of the head. It's really massaging the top of the head, bringing a little bit more blood into your brain. And it's really a feeling good exercise. If you have any cervical spine, problem on the cervical spine, don't do this. And just rest on child pose if you have any pathology on the cervical spine. Downward facing dog. So here we want to create stretch on the hamstrings, calves, cooling down. So we are ready to our cool down series. And then now we are going to stretch the hip So the hip, the psoas here, we are stretching the right hip. But when you do that, you want to connect your abdominals and also your right glute to protect the lumbopelvic region. Exhaling, reaching to side bend. Then stretching the legs again into downward facing dog, transition pose. And then switching to opposite side to stretch the opposite hip. So feeling a stretch now on the left hip, lifting the right arm up to the sky and laterally flexing to create more stretch on the hip and on the lats. Stretching both legs into half split. Switch to opposite side, semi-split, both legs together, another hamstring stretch. Align yourself, feet parallel, bend your knees, and then stretch your legs. Feeling good, relaxing your head, mobilizing a little bit the head side to side, like if you say no. Bend your knees and slowly exhale to roll your spine up. Great. Well, hope you enjoyed this intermediate session. See you next time for another choreography. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye.